If you ever wanted to get started into Pokemon investing, but you're hesitant and don't really know the pros and cons, then this video is for you. Also, if you're new to the channel, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel as I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. So first off, there are some precautions to Pokemon investing. Pokemon is riskier than traditional investments. I would say it's on par, if not near, the same risk as something like crypto. And by crypto, I mean the main coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum, as well as it's riskier than real estate. Another thing is being able to sell, right? Compared to stocks and crypto, where you can sell it with just a click of a button, sometimes with Pokemon, it might take longer and you may need to sit on it for a couple of days to weeks, I would say. But the fastest way you can sell it if you really want to is either through eBay or TCG Player, and obviously they have fees associated with their platforms. But you can also sell in person by Facebook Marketplace or at a trade show or convention. I know like the rise of trading convention POV trader videos have recently risen, and usually those vendors will take the higher end like boxes that go for thousands of dollars. They don't really have like any issues buying those. So if you're like really into that high end stuff, you can sell it at a trade show. And reason number one, the thing is with Pokemon, like a lot of people like to overanalyze it and make it more complicated than it really has to be. But you don't have to be very hands on with Pokemon. That's the good thing. All you have to do is just buy the best sets, like Sword and Shield era, right? You would buy Evolving Skies and Fusion Strike. Why would you ever want to buy something that's underperforming the best sets at the current time? A lot of things in Pokemon are pretty much set in stone. There's always going to be that one set that everyone unanimously agrees on it being the best set of the era. And after that, there's always a set ranked hierarchy. With Sword and Shield, you have Evolving Skies as the number one set, and a lot of people think that Evolving Skies is the best modern set ever, and I don't really see that changing anytime soon. And then you have Fusion Strike with the Gengar and Lost Origin with the Giratina. And yes, the other booster boxes like Darkness Ablaze will eventually go up, but you're doing yourself a disservice by trying to diversify. And maybe I'll make another video more in depth about this topic in the future. But yeah, that's reason number one. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to learn, and it's really quick and simple to get a good grasp on it. Number two, it is the strongest IP in the world, and it's really not even close. If you didn't know that already. And investing in their TCG is kind of like a proxy way of investing in the company itself. And now they have a proven track record of being known how to run the franchise. And with these other franchises, there's really no direct way for you to benefit from their growth as well, right? Like these companies, they just want you to consume their product. Call of Duty with their games, Marvel with their media and toys, and all these other companies don't have a direct way for the end consumer to benefit from the popularity of the company. And Pokemon is for all ages. You get introduced to Pokemon at such a young age, whether it's through their video games, the anime, or the trading card games. And this sticks with people who grow up and then they finally have money when they finally start working a job. They have adult money, right? People tend to go back and spend money on their childhood hobbies. I think Pokemon is really just here to stay for the next few decades at least. Do you really think that Star Wars is going to overtake Pokemon with the management that they have at Disney? Come on, have you watched a Star Wars movie recently? And number three, it's literally up only. Pokemon is a deflationary product, meaning once you open a booster box, that booster box is taken out of print forever. On a long enough time frame, Pokemon always goes up. There will be people in the comments that say, oh, a couple years ago, this booster box was at $150 for like months or maybe even like years, right? And they'll take that as some kind of own, like, yeah, okay, but what price is that booster box now though, right? People will go back to X and Y and say that the Evolutions booster box was sitting at like what price was it? 150, 160 for a couple months. But now that booster box is over, I don't even know what price that is, like probably over like 1,000. So if you just bought that and just sat in it for a couple of years, you would be up like 1,000%. But the last and the most important reason is that it beats a lot of the other traditional assets out there. The main way people will use as a way to gauge a good ROI is the S&P 500. If you're beating the S&P 500, then you're in good shape, right? Anyways, I think I might go on a bit of a tangent here, but I think the way a lot of people saw money change after the whole GameStop fiasco a couple years ago, that combined with how they also saw crypto was booming, and nowadays people are just looking for the fastest way to make money, and some of that I believe trickled down into the Pokemon space, especially with how unregulated a lot of this stuff is, because it is a collectible, so you can't really regulate that. Oh, that along with just how gambling is seen as a hobby nowadays, with people buying and selling call options, crypto and their meme coins, sports betting, the Labubu and blind box craze, and now Pokemon with the rip and ship industry and the repacks industry. I think PSA just announced they would be selling their own repacks. But yeah, enough of that. I asked ChatGPT what the ROI would be if you bought an Evolving Skies booster box when it first released, as well as one share of a S&P 500 ETF. And the percentage gain for a share of SPY is at 37% versus 1,430% for the Evolving Skies booster box. You guys can just do the math on that. Which this is like, it's not even close, right? And even if you bought both of them 6 months ago, the ROI for both of them still aren't even comparable. If you bought a S&P ETF 6 months ago, you would be up 10%, whereas an Evolving Skies booster box, you would be up 223%. And obviously, this doesn't take something like costs into account, like storage fees and other anomalies like your house burning down, but you pretty much get the point. The thing is, with Pokemon, there's like many different angles on why people buy Pokemon. Some people like to just play the actual TCG, some people are actual collectors, and others are investing in it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the topic. I may have missed some points, and maybe people will disagree with me in the comments, but let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. I'm interested to see what other people have to say. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be posting more Pokemon content in the future. Thank you all for watching. Peace.